Hi, Andy XL back with another NFXL podcast and episode 26 of 27 of the 32 State of the Franchise addresses. And in this one, I'll look at the San Francisco 49ers. Now, the 49ers are one of the teams actually that have some cap space to work with. They're currently around 40 million, according to overthecap.com. They also have the first three standard first picks in the first three rounds of the draft, and then they're going to have three at the end of round four. So there is some room for manoeuvre for them to improve their roster. But what about last season? Well, the 49ers battled against injuries and adversity all season, but that uphill battle came to an end at the hands of the eventual champion Seattle Seahawks in the divisional round. The 49ers can take great credit from their efforts in 2025, but at the end of the season, it was a campaign that ended without any titles to their name. So what do they need to do to make that difference in 2026? Is the question they need to find answers to now. They are in a fairly good position, as I say, cap-wise, with about that 40 million, and are projected to have six picks in the first 138 of the draft, including those three late round four picks. So what areas of their roster do they need to spend that dollar and draft capital in? Well, at quarterback, Brock Purdy missed 8 games last season. Mac Jones provided good cover during his absence and was able to keep the 49ers in contention this season whilst Purdy was out. Jones is about to enter a contract year and could well be a trade target for quarterback needy teams with a dubious draft class at quarterback this offseason. That would mean the 49ers need to find a new backup for Purdy if Jones did leave. Um, and Purdy had a pretty good season once he got over the injury issues. He could still be reducing the number of picks, though. He was thrown 33 in 40 games over the last three seasons. So, if you extrapolated that out, it's 12 or 13 a season. It's a bit on the high side. So he needs to improve in that area. But he will be their quarterback next season. It's just a case of who's at backup and what do they get for Mac Jones if they do trade him. So let's move on to running back. If you took MVP in a literal sense, Christian McCaffrey would have been a more than worthy winner, as he was simply invaluable to the 49ers as the one constant high level performer on their offense. He had a league leading 413 touches and amassed 2,126 scrimmage yards and 17 touchdowns from those touches, as at times he had to take nearly all the load in getting the 49ers wins to propel them into the postseason. The concern on the flip side of that, could be how much the efforts of last season have taken out of him going forward, though. Brian Robinson backed him up last season. He's now a free agent, and the 49ers need to bring him back or replace him. At wide receiver, and like I say, they must have a good backup for McCaffrey because he's just been getting overloaded basically, and it's going to take its toll eventually, you fear. Right, a wide receiver. With Brandon Ayuk not playing all of last season and it's seemingly being done in San Fran, the 49ers leading wide receivers are Juwan Jennings, Kendrick Bourne, Ricky Pearsall, and Demarcus Robinson. Pearsall missed 8 games last season too, and Jennings and Bourne are both free agents, which leaves plenty of doubt over the 49ers at wide receiver next season. Jennings will come at a high cost to re-sign, and as a wide receiver has not recorded a 1,000-yard or a 10-touchdown season in 5 years in the NFL, I would question whether he's worth paying the money to retain, and that has to be a valid question. If he moved on, but the 49ers retained Bourne, they would certainly need to look for a wide receiver early in the draft and may need to do so even if they do re sign him. So expect some activity at wide receiver from the 49ers this offseason. They need to make some additions there for sure. At tight end, star tight end George Kittle was yet another to be struck down with injury, missing 6 games, but still averaging 57 yards a game and scoring 7 touchdowns in 11 games. Jake Tonjes did well standing in for Kittle as he put up 293 yards and 5 touchdowns. He's a restricted free agent, but it has to be expected the 49ers will bring him back for 2026. Kittle and Tonjes will give the 49ers what they need at tight end for sure. Despite all the injury issues at quarterback, wide receiver, and tight end, the 49ers ranked fifth for pass offense, although Christian McCaffrey's ability as a receiving back came to the fore as he put up 924 yards and scored 7 touchdowns as a receiver. On the offensive line, Trent Williams was superb again at left tackle, and Colton McKivitz had a good season at right tackle. The interior of their O line was better at run run blocking and in pass protection, though. Left guard Spencer Burford is now a free agent and missed 6 games last season. Ben Barch, who came in for him, probably played as well as Burford did. So the option to upgrade at left guard could be one these 49ers explore this off-season. Defensive tackle, Jordan Elliott and Callier Davis were the 49ers DTs last season, with CJ West and Alfred Collins backing them up. All four of them struggled in honesty. Elliott is now a free agent and Davis a restricted free agent, so we could definitely see the 49ers active at this position this off-season. And again, they probably need to be. On the edge, with Nick Bosa and Michael Williams making a combined 11 appearances last season, that cost the 49ers 10 to 15 sacks, and they ended up managing just 20 on the season. Clelin Ferrell had 4 sacks in half a season after coming over from the Chargers. He's now a free agent. But if the 49ers can get Bosa, Williams, and Ferrell all in action at the same time next season, they could double their sack total for next season and have enough in this area to make a significant difference to a pass defense that ranked 23rd last season, and that lack of a pass rush really hurt them. Inside linebacker, here we go, yet another one. Fred Warner, another significant early season loss the 49ers had to cope with. He played just 6 games, leaving D. Winters, Tatum Bethune, Luke Gifford and Curtis Robinson to cover that loss. Gifford and Robinson are now free agents, but it would not be a surprise if they are both allowed to leave and an inside linebacker gets drafted to backfill for their loss. And if they can get Warner back, that will be a big boost, obviously, on the last season. Safety, Jair Brown and Malik Mustafa did okay for the 49ers at safety last season, but with Jason Pinnock being a free agent, this is another position the 49ers could well look to draft at to add competition for the starting roles. Cornerback, the 49ers were far from great at cornerback last season. Diamador, Lenoir, Renardo Green and Upton Stout all did okay, but there's certainly room to upgrade here. And in a division where you are competing with the likes of Puka Nacua, Jackson Smith and Jigba and Davante Adams, an elite level cornerback who can match up with those guys one-on-one would be a huge addition for the 49ers. On special teams, 40-year-old punter Thomas Morstead had a poor season, really. So it looks like this is time to move on from him for the 49ers. And like I say, there's plenty of teams looking for punters this offseason. Every piece I seem to be saying that in every piece I do regarding teams. Kicker Edin Pinheiro, though, only missed 1 field goal from 29 attempts, but somehow managed to miss 4 extra points. His field goal successes will probably have done enough to earn him a new deal, though. Kick returner Sky Moore is a free agent, but you would expect the 49ers to retain him, especially given their other uncertainties at wide receiver. So what are the moves the 49ers need to make this off-season if they're going to try and win a loaded NFC next season? Well, Brock Purdy needs to throw fewer picks. They need to take some of the load off Christian McCaffrey's shoulders. So they're the first 2 in-roster changes they need to see. They need to draft a wide receiver early and maybe get a free agent replacing for Shawan Jennings too. Upgrade at left guard, upgrade at defensive tackle, re-sign Clelin Ferrell, draft an inside linebacker, draft a safety, get an elite cornerback, and get a new punter. So, there's 8 personnel, at least 8 personnel, maybe 9 personnel changes they need to make there. Like I say, they've got that 40 million to work with. And then they've got those 6 draft picks. So they could possibly tick off all of those on the to-do list. Plenty to do, as I say, but and it's certainly not just a case of the 49ers getting healthier next season, although that would certainly help. But with this NFC West going to be so tough next year, defending champion Seahawks, the Rams are going to be strong again. The 49ers are going to be a good team for sure, if not better than that. And the Cardinals you'd expect to get better as well. So it's going to be a really tough division, and the 49ers will need a really good off-season to find the improvement required to win it. They may well be on course again for another postseason performance, but can they do what they do this off-season will decide whether they're capable of more than that. So that's it for the 49ers. Just 5 more left to do of these now. I'm not ticking them off, honest. I'm just gauging where I am. The Houston Texans will be up next, so look for that one coming soon. Take care for now, and bye.